Coming up in This Week in Canvas, we're going to talk about how we can use Rubrics in SpeedGrader to quickly assess and provide student feedback right here in Canvas. I'm Pat Cranley, the Distance Education Coordinator here at CRC, and welcome to another episode of This Week in Canvas. Rubrics are an excellent tool that showcases our evaluation criteria and assessment feedback to our students. But Rubrics in Canvas can do way more than just communicate our evaluation information. We can use them to quickly grade assignments and to provide timely feedback to our students. Let's jump over into Canvas and explore how our rubric has been displayed on our assignment. Let's travel down to the assignments area of our default Canvas shell and look at the assignments that are included in this course. I only have one. It's called Public Speaking Presentation, and if we view it by clicking on the link, we should see the rubric that is associated with this assignment show up down here at the bottom. Now, our students are going to be able to see it, but we want to be able to use this rubric as part of our grading system, and to do that, we're going to use what's called SpeedGrader. Now, the fastest and the easiest way to get access to SpeedGrader is to naturally go inside of your gradebook. I'm going to find the class that I want to, or find the assignment that I want to grade, which is this fella right here, Public Speaking Presentation. And in the lower right-hand corner of that column, I got this little black dot, which opens up a flyout menu. And there it is. There's SpeedGrader. Now, I'm working on the test student at the moment. You can see that in the upper right-hand corner of SpeedGrader. It also gives me access to enter in a score. And then there it is. That's the most important button that we're looking for right now, View Rubric. If we click on it, our rubric shows up on the right. It's getting cut off by the divider, so I'm just going to left click and drag on the divider so I can see the entire rubric. Now, what's cool about working with rubrics inside of SpeedGrader is that it allows us to very quickly assess and communicate students' assessment right here in the grader itself. So let's pretend that for the factual information, the student got excellent. So if I click on it, it automatically enters in that score over here on the right. In addition, it will also show this mark to the student. I'll show you that here in a minute. Individually, if you want, you can provide feedback and comments on this criteria within the rubric, so we can give a lot of great assessment information back to our students as to why they were awarded these points, if we need to, on top of what's already there. So I'm going to go through and just add a couple little assessment metrics here, just kind of walking down the row. Naturally, I'd want to give some individualized feedback on each one of these criteria, but we can't forget to hit the Save button down here at the bottom. Don't hit the Submit button. We have to hit Save down at the bottom of SpeedGrader. That way, all this information is going to be retained. Now, the only thing that we need to do is ensure that the points here is reflected in the assessment grade over there. That way, it guarantees to show up inside of the gradebook. Let's hit Submit. And I want to return to my gradebook just for one moment. Now, I'm in the test, but yep, there it is, 8 out of 10, right there, okay? Now, I want to show you one more thing before we leave. I want to zip back over to the home page of my class and jump into Student View, because I want you to see what the students are going to see on their side. Here's Student View on the home page of our default Canvas course. And now, if we go into Grades, check it out. Since we used a rubric, this icon is showing up on the far right hand of this row. And if we click on it, bloop, there it is. There's the rubric, and we can see all the evaluation metrics that the instructor had put in on the actual rubric itself, which is pretty fantastic. Not only do rubrics make our assessment criteria clear for our students, but they also allow us to easily grade and provide timely feedback. If you have any questions on how to use rubrics for your class, please don't hesitate to contact us by emailing crc-de@crc.losrios.edu or by calling the CRC Campus Helpline at 844-592-2203. Thanks for watching another episode of This Week in Canvas. We'll see you next time.